On February 3rd, 2026, Floyd Mayweather filed a lawsuit in California against Showtime Networks and Steven Espinoza, claiming they helped his former advisor, Al Heyman, misappropriate a huge chunk of his fight earnings to the tune of $340 million.
And he had been giving him 50,000 and 50,000 and 50,000. He had already gave Gamboa about 300,000 to chill on the side. And then we ended up, when he did go in, I ended up picking up all the fighters.
Al Heyman was so good at his job
that
he was clowning these networks. He was out negotiating the networks to the point where they were giving you an inferior product because his fighters were getting overpaid for lesser fights.
We weren't getting overpaid.
In that,
we weren't getting
I'm happy for every dollar you made.
Freddie Hernandez.
Yeah, right.
This is the golden child of Al Heyman right here.
But it is admirable that Al Heyman not only did his job so well, but was helping fighters get rich while he was doing it. He created a climate where fighters started to begin to believe that they were worth more money. I don't mean to me. You're worth all the money in the world to me, the fighters. But I mean to the marketplace.
Yep. My thought is everything has a price. There is not a number that can get you back in that ring. 80 million, 100 million.
Nah, because now you selling your soul.
$100 million, you can have my soul.
That's you. Now we know your character. Sometimes, you know, you look at people and you be like, dang, man, you ain't got no dignity. You ain't got no morals. Like, come on, man. Like, what you gonna stand for if everything is about money? Like, I never was in a sport because...
Crawford would wreck you. That's the jab 50 Cent fired while roasting Floyd Mayweather. And it connects directly to a staggering $340 million courtroom battle. This case isn't small or routine. It's loaded with serious claims. Mayweather isn't pointing at minor bookkeeping slips. He's accusing people of running a long-term financial setup designed to drain massive earnings. Court documents suggest revenue from some of sport's most historic mega fights allegedly went missing, including the record-breaking McGregor showdown. Now the unbeaten icon says the reality was right in front of everyone all along.
Floyd is stepping into the courtroom to fight for money he claims that he was never paid, and he wants justice on his terms. So let's talk details. Let me tell you about the lawsuits. On February 3rd, 2026, Floyd Mayweather filed a lawsuit in California against Showtime Networks and Steven Espinoza, claiming they helped his former advisor, Al Heyman, misappropriate a huge chunk of his fight earnings to the tune of $340 million. Mayweather says the money is still missing and unaccounted for, and he's now suing Showtime and Espinoza for aiding and abetting breach of fiduciary duty, civil conspiracy to commit fraud. Ooh, that's...
Right in the eye of this controversy is Al Heyman, the man who used to be Mayweather's most trusted strategist. The complaint describes a deep breach of trust, claiming Heyman quietly steered portions of fight income elsewhere without Floyd's knowledge. It points to incomplete paperwork, gaps in financial reports, and accounts that allegedly lacked clear tracking, leaving Mayweather without a true view of the numbers. For someone known for mastering every detail of his career, these accusations cut straight into the foundation of his legacy.
Floyd argues that during his legendary career, where he generated $1 billion in revenue plus and pay-per-view money, a significant portion of the funds that he made through those events, through his fights, didn't make it into his hands because they were funneled through accounts controlled by his then advisor, Al Heyman. Now, Mayweather says that Showtime delivered those checks and funds through systems that helped Heyman get the money instead of paying Floyd directly. The lawsuit also points to some of boxing's biggest pay-per-view fights, including fights against Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor, events that generated hundreds of millions in revenue. Mayweather's legal team said he generated hundreds of millions in revenue for Showtime and now wants to recover what he claims was unfairly taken.
The situation turned even darker when Mayweather brought in a new management group. As soon as Richard Schaefer and his side pushed for full financial clarity, Showtime allegedly did not deliver detailed revenue reports. The biggest red flags centered on the Pacquiao super fight and the blockbuster clash with McGregor, two events that generated enormous money. But according to the legal complaint, the reported figures didn't line up with what should have been there.
Al Heyman himself, the advisor that Mayweather blames for the missing money, is not named as a defendant in the lawsuit. Instead, Mayweather's legal action targets the network and Steven Espinoza. He claims they aided and abetted these alleged financial wrongdoings. So what does this mean, and what's like a potential outcome for this case that's coming up? Well, the lawsuit could have some pretty serious implications, not only for Floyd's legacy, but also for how networks and advisors handle fighter compensations. Mayweather wants hundreds of millions back plus punitive damages, pushing this beyond a simple accounting dispute. If the court rules in his favor, it could open the door to more scrutiny of boxing's behind-the-scenes financial relationship.
This courtroom showdown could finally pull back the curtain on how boxing's richest nights were really handled behind closed doors. With an estimated $340 million said to be missing and possible penalties rising beyond that, the fallout could rattle the entire sport. As supporters react to the accusations, figures like 50 Cent keep intensifying the drama, pushing the dispute from a money fight into a massive public controversy, where careers and credibility are at stake.
You had a boxing promotion company once.
Yeah.
What happened with the boxing promotion company?
That really happened, Ken, because of my relationship with Floyd. You know what I mean? I didn't have interest in being a promoter, like, out the gate. It was just, he was doing Mayweather promotions at the time. And then he had to do 90 days. He was going to jail. And he had fighters, he had Marcus Gamboa, he had guys that was just lingering. I'm like, champ, if they're gonna leave. If you go to jail, they're just gonna leave. Like,
right.
And he had been giving them 50,000 and 50,000 and 50,000. He had already gave Gamboa about 300,000 to chill on the side. And then we ended up, when he did go in, I ended up picking up all the fighters.
Right.
And so it's Marcus Gamboa. I had James Kirkland, Andre Durrell, Billy Dip. He was the IBF champion at that point, and then a few other guys younger guys that I picked up.
Never known for staying quiet, 50 Cent quickly turned Mayweather's lawsuit into a punchline for the internet. Continuing his long-running online shots, the hip-hop mogul didn't just laugh at Floyd. He pitched a harsh fix. In his view, there's only one path to recover that missing $340 million. Return to the ring for 2 headline-grabbing bouts that would flip the narrative overnight. On Instagram, he mocked the situation, telling the champ to stop complaining, suit up again, face a big-name opponent, and then take a mega money clash with Terrence Bud Crawford. Meanwhile, standing right at the center of the controversy is Al Heyman, a man Max Kellerman once called one of the most influential powers the sport has ever known. Kellerman argued that Heyman's control changed boxing's landscape in uneasy ways. Fighters received strong paydays early, danger was reduced, and several dream matchups fans wanted were postponed or never finalized. The industry grew richer, but some questioned whether the sport's competitive edge lost its spark.
Al Heyman was so good at his job that he was clowning these networks. He was out negotiating the networks to the point where they were giving you an inferior product because his fighters were getting overpaid for lesser fights.
We weren't getting overpaid.
In that,
we weren't getting
I'm happy for every dollar you made.
Freddie Hernandez.
Yeah, right.
This is the golden child of Al Heyman right here.
But it is admirable that Al Heyman not only did his job so well, but was helping fighters get rich while he was doing it. He created a climate where fighters started to begin to believe that they were worth more money. I don't mean to me. You're worth all the money in the world to me, the fighters. But I mean to the marketplace than they actually were. And so now it became difficult to make fights.
I mean, you really want us to change our mindset, right? The fact that we were putting our health in jeopardy every time we stepped in that ring. So we had to make sure to get every penny that...
Andre Berto later weighed in, stressing how messy and uneven the business side of boxing can be. He pushed back on the criticism, saying Al Heyman's approach wasn't hurting athletes. It was designed to shield them. Max Kellerman didn't fully back off, saying the model succeeded from Heyman's point of view, while still recognizing that many fighters dealt with genuine problems under the system. Then, as tensions grew, Turki Alashik emerged with an alternative path, promising larger platforms, better organization, and more transparent payouts.
Every time we stepped in there, I mean, that's the mindset that he put in our minds on a regular basis.
And good for him. But when he does his job that well, then Andre Berto doesn't have to take the best fights to make the money, and now me as the consumer doesn't get to see the best Andre Berto fights. My point is, fighters started thinking that the market was different than it really was, because Al was juicing the market. In that climate, big fights stopped getting made, because fighters are thinking, I'm making all this money for not taking a risk. You want me to fight that killer, or their managers want me to fight that killer for not much more money? Into that terrible situation for the consumer stepped Turkey Al Sheikh, who said, oh, okay, wait, what are your petty differences? It's over $1 million or $2 million? Here it is. Here's my gift to the boxing world. Everyone, take this.
But this is where the story gets even more complicated. Even with Turkey Al Sheikh putting up major money to make dream matchups realistic, certain high-demand fights still haven't been finalized. That opens the door to tougher questions about what's really blocking them. Max Kellerman highlights the long-requested clash between Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis, a bout fans keep asking for but still haven't seen. Now the spotlight is moving toward Zuffa boxing, a proposed system that could dramatically reshape how the sport operates.
Now the problem is...
But he's overpaying. Like I said, I'm not mad at that. If you're going to give me the money, we're going to fight whoever you want me to fight.
But Dre, now the problem is Boots and Virgil can't get made for $6 million plus for the fighters? Do you think the average person on the street in this country knows who Boots and Virgil?
At the same time, 50 Cent's latest comments spark an even larger debate. Could a Terrence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather matchup be getting arranged quietly out of public view? He suggested that conversations might already be happening behind closed doors, drawing fans into a moment where loud controversy fills the spotlight while the true plans remain concealed. Under the jokes and social media punches sits a long-running discussion about a possible Crawford-Mayweather collision, and whether 50's newest remarks are actually hints that wheels are already turning.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terrence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who would win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd would win that fight.
Yes, sir. I
Floyd
love you, Terrence.
always figures it out.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's
a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ and
But
that
the
shit
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terrence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody
though.
else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got to
that you
pioneer,
can't
right?
out-figure
Yeah,
out.
yeah, you got to.
There's an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere.
yeah,
And I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't out-figure.
On the flip side, Terrence Crawford has shown no desire to pursue flashy comeback bouts just for giant checks. Unlike Floyd Mayweather, he's openly said that even offers in the $80 to $100 million range wouldn't pull him back. Crawford believes fighting strictly for cash would mean compromising who he is. He's focused on legacy and achievement inside the ring, and he feels that mission is already complete. Meanwhile, Mayweather's multiple returns to action are a big reason he carries such a strong money-first image today.
My thought is everything has a price. There is not a number that can get you back in that ring. 80 million, 100 million.
Nah, because now you selling your soul.
$100 million, you can have my soul.
That's you. Now we know your character. Sometimes, you know, you look at people and you be like, dang, man, you ain't got no dignity. You ain't got no morals. Like, come on, man. Like, what you gonna stand for if everything is about money? Like, I never was in a sport because of money, you know? Of course, I was in a sport to make money, but I wanted to be a world champion. You know, I wanted to do something that I set my sights out to do as a little boy. Money wasn't the motivation. Me being a world champion was the motivation.
Crawford has openly stated that he's already reached the dream he chased as a child, becoming a world champion. Beyond that milestone, nothing else drives him. To him, fighting solely for money now would be a betrayal of his values, a sacrifice of both pride and integrity. He refuses to compromise, remaining steadfast in his principles and protecting the legacy he's earned through relentless effort and genuine accomplishment in the ring.
Accomplishing all the things that I've accomplished along the way on my journey, you know, it was extra credit. It was extra credit because it's coming from the hood. It was like, man, I just want to be a world champion because that's just my dream. So when I became a world champion, it was just like, man, all this other stuff is like a cherry on the top. Like, you know what I mean? I did what I set my sights out to do. It was evident that I wasn't gonna let nothing stand in the way of me accomplishing that goal in my life. My mom telling me all the time, you need to get a plan B. You need to go to school. Man, you know me in school don't rock. What I'm going to school for?
Y'all lay tight.
I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna get in the fight. I'm gonna get kicked out of college.
Floyd Mayweather's latest lawsuit shines a harsh light on just how flawed the boxing world can be. He alleges that earnings from his biggest bouts, including the record-breaking Pacquiao and McGregor fights, were secretly funneled into accounts controlled by Al Haymon. Years later, when his new management demanded Showtime's financial records, they were told the files had been destroyed in a flood. Now, Mayweather is taking legal action against Showtime and Steven Espinoza, claiming fraud, civil conspiracy, and unjust enrichment, while also seeking punitive damages. His legal team is confident, with attorney Bobby Samini stating, Floyd is one of boxing's top pay-per-view stars. He generated hundreds of millions for Showtime. Mayweather is determined to recover the earnings he believes are rightfully his, approaching the courtroom with the same relentless drive he showed in the ring. While Showtime has long been the premier platform for fighters worldwide, this lawsuit exposes the opaque workings behind the scenes. If Crawford ever weighs in, it could trigger a wave of scrutiny over promoters, managers, and fighter contracts. As for Floyd's legacy, opinions are split. Many, including Keith Thurman, view him less as a pure athlete and more as a shrewd businessman, someone who strategically pursued money at every opportunity rather than focusing solely on the sport itself.
Your best fights happen under the Showtime platform. Can you share a little bit of your take on what's going on with Mayweather? He's suing Showtime for $340 million.
Nah, we don't care. Money man trying to get more money and had a lot of money and did dumb things with money, and you know, it is what it is, man. Rich people got rich people problems. I ain't mad at it.
Skepticism around Floyd Mayweather's lawsuit has been mounting. Many wonder if he's spinning yet another drama from personal disputes. The case gets even more complicated because Floyd isn't targeting Al Haymon directly. He's going after Showtime, the company that allegedly routed funds to Haymon. How did Floyd not notice this over decades of his career? And if the money did reach him at any point, where did it actually end up? Now, doubts about timing, knowledge, and intent cast a shadow over the entire claim.
I don't know whether or not Al Haymon did any of this or not. This is an accusation made in a civil court by Floyd Mayweather Jr., not even against Al Haymon. We'll see where exactly and why, I don't know, he wouldn't sue Al Haymon. He's suing the people that paid Al Haymon the money and appropriated it to Al Haymon instead of to Floyd Mayweather Jr. directly. We would have to understand the contractual relationships between those parties to see whether or not this is something that Floyd should have known about or did know about or maybe did not understand. Because it seems very, very funny that Floyd would not know that the money was getting paid to Al Haymon and not directly to him.
From 50 Cent's bold Crawford would wreck you comment to the whirlwind surrounding Floyd Mayweather's $340 million lawsuit, the boxing world is alive with chatter. Crawford sticks to his principles, turning down comeback fights for money, while Floyd keeps fueling headlines and controversy. Could 50 Cent's jabs be hinting at a secret Crawford-Mayweather clash in the works? What's your take? Real deal or just hype? Comment below, hit that like button, share, and subscribe for the latest in boxing drama.